Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today in this video we will talk about the incredible fight that happened between Yuki and Leon, and guys, this video is connected with our previous video. If you haven't seen the video, link is in the description, so without wasting time let's begin the video. The battle between Leon and Yuki began. The air flickered with light, and the ground was blown away by the shock. Even Chloe, who hadn't moved, was hit by the aftermath of the shock. Cagali, who hid behind Chloe, ducked her head and opened her eyes wide. However, as Chloe's eyes focused, she saw clearly that the state of the fight had changed greatly. Yuki felt a deep regret for his erroneous impression. He had underestimated his opponent, Leon Cromwell, a newcomer demon lord. A former human, the demon lord who defeated Cagali Kazarim. Because Cagali was too weak, it could be said that he had estimated Leon's power as being low. Fortunately, thanks to the fact that an ultimate skill had awakened in him, he could continue fighting. He was certain that if he hadn't acquired the skill he would have already been defeated. Or rather, I didn't think that he was this strong, he kept thinking as warded off the blow from the light that was unleashed towards him. He could feel that his energy was reduced by a large amount when warding attacks. If this situation continued, his defeat was merely a matter of time. Yuki's ability specialized in stealing things. Its main use was to take the enemy's energy. With this ability, he could recover his power while he attacked, so normally this ability could be called omnipotent in attack and defense. That's the case when the opponent is not Leon. The attribute of Leon's ability is light purification. This attribute specialized in purifying demons. In other words, it's an ability fitting for a hero. Because this person was a demon lord, Yuki couldn't help but feel that the ironic situation was a great big joke. Though there was no use in complaining, Yuki's acquired ability was part of the demon series, meaning it had a demonic attribute. Every time he attacked, he received purification, meaning he received damage. Much of the energy that he'd stolen had been purified. Furthermore, he couldn't evade the opponent's attack, and he can't help but to notice the large amount of damage he received with each encounter. This isn't good, right? I will lose if this situation continues. He thought about his next plan optimistically. It seemed it would be difficult to defeat Rimura later if he used Chloe now. Feeling such a premonition, Yuki didn't give Chloe an order. Yuki let out a sigh and decided to discard his hesitation and use his trump card. He regretted that he had misunderstood Leon's strength, and after he escaped he needed to reflect on this. He needed to make a decision soon, since his imminent defeat wouldn't be a joke. Haha, Leon. I'm sorry. I underestimated you too much. Therefore, I've decided to use my trump card. Phew, do as you like. It will be useless. After putting up such a bluff, please don't say something cowardly, okay? Yuki activated the combined ability of Summoner and his ultimate skill Avaricious King Mammon, and a very large magic circle began to appear on the ground. Within the circle were numerous corpses composed of Yuki's subordinates and the Red Knight. Their bodies began to expand and became lumps of flesh. Then the wriggling, wicked thing that crawled out of Yuki's magic circle mixed with the lumps of flesh. It let out a roar in fury. In the past, the originator of the dragon race, Star King Dragon Veldanava, had given his daughter a dragon as guardian, pet. The dragon possessing great power had fallen into a trap and was killed by a certain kingdom. When the girl, its master, evolved, its body was changed into a chaos dragon, full of fiendish power. Unfortunately, it lacked a soul, making it transcend beyond the confines of good and evil into an incarnation of destruction. It was said that the girl, grieving over the sad twist of fate, sealed the dragon where nobody would find it. However, after many years and months had passed, miasma was released from its body, running the surrounding nature. Naturally, the Freedom Association received requests to investigate the cause of the wicked miasma. Awaken, Chaos Dragon. Your true master is me. Using the awakened dragon, he was going to get rid of the pursuing demon lord Leon. The Chaos Dragon that had just awakened, released an overwhelming pressure, and absorbed the surrounding magic power to build up its own power. As a direct descendant of the dragon race, its total length exceeded 20 m. Right now, the strongest dragon moved according to Yuki's will. The roar and miasmic breath it spouted corroded the rocky surface, and the arbor, from the hillside to the summit, crumbled. This was the Chaos Dragon's ability, Chaotic Breath. Yuki sported a proud smile and Cagali turned pale. Though it wasn't visible in Claude's expression, it looked like he believed in his master Leon. Ha ha ha. What do you think? This is something that you can't deal with so easily. Right now, if you swear fidelity to me, I will gladly make you my companion. How does that sound? Leon laughed scornfully at Yuki's proposal. He had predicted this development. Furthermore, he hadn't obstructed the summoning. That was because, as expected, it was a chaos dragon. You're a fool. To revive a revenant from ancient times, do you wish to incur the wrath of the dragon princess Milim? It will be transmitted to Milim as soon as I cut the soul's connection. At the end for you, Kagurazaka Yuki. I see. You realized it and didn't let me do as I pleased. Even so, won't you already be dead before Milim arrives? Fufu, do you want to try and see? Erasing his expression, Yuki gave an order to the Chaos Dragon. Kill the enemy before you. The Chaos Dragon was certainly strong. Its power was second to the dragonkind and seemed to reign as the strongest monster that appeared in nature. However, this mindless monster didn't have any wisdom. It was an incarnation of violence that just rampaged and attacked without reason. Leon was a genius, moreover his attribute was light purification. His existence was such that could be called the natural enemy of the Chaos Dragon. I will say it once more. You are underestimating me. The reason I deliberately gave you time for the summoning was to show the difference between our powers and that what you have done today, in this place, is fruitless. I will show you a piece of my power. Leon was wrapped in a golden light while he talked. Golden wings, constructed with pure light energy, appeared on his back. His wings resembled the wings of the angel race, but in reality his wings were totally a stream of light itself. And, he held the flame pillar, holy flame rapier, which had manifested in his right hand. It was a mythical class god's rapier, the strongest sword in Leon's possession. A pattern of beautiful bluish-white flame stood out on its flexible thin blade. Leon held a golden circle, golden round shield, in his left hand and the rapier in his right. It was a legend-class shield as good as armor, but it had high defense ability because it was mixed with Leon's holy aura. In reality, the shield could suppress the damage from an attack of demonic attribute by reducing up to half of it with purification. Fully armed Leon glanced at Yuki, who'd lost his smile, and then moved his eyes to Chaos Dragon as though he had lost interest in Yuki. And then, it seems I will incur Milim's hostility if I kill you. Since that's the case, I will only make you fall asleep again. O holy spirits flutter. Triangle pyramid, sacred tetrahedron demon sealing barrier. A small tetrahedron with 4 pillars made from crystallized spirits grew large and in accordance to Leon's will, it wrapped around the Chaos Dragon. This was the ultimate holy attribute barrier that even surpassed Holy Field. The barrier that Leon had constructed was given the effect Eternity, where the captured person was confined. It was a high-class sealing technique that rivaled Infinite Prison. If the target was a mindless monster, it couldn't defend against this technique. The poor Chaos Dragon struggled to break the seal, but its resistance was futile. Furthermore, when the barrier's effect activated, it sucked the magic power from the Chaos Dragon and used it to reinforce the barrier's strength. When it came to this, its movements were already sealed. Leon thought that Milim could possibly resent him for this, but if he released the seal and handed it over to Milim, then it would be fine. It would be troublesome to incur Milim's wrath, but it wasn't really something that he should be thinking of right now. He modified the barrier settings, so that it would immediately be buried under the ground. In the end, the Chaos Dragon was sealed again an instant by Leon. This could not be called a battle, it was an event symbolizing Leon's overwhelming strength. Well then, did your trump card end with this? If it's over, it's my turn now. Leon looked at Yuki and spoke mercilessly. Leon had completely settled the situation in his favor and Yuki's chance of victory could be deemed as non-existent. But, ahahaha. I never thought that a demon lord was amazing, to this degree. Honestly, I underestimated it. Even so, I already took the source of that dragon's power, I don't need it anymore. I have restored the damage I received from you. Then, should I get serious now? Exactly as stated by Yuki, his both hands were covered with dragon scales, his body was covered by the same miasma that had covered the Chaos Dragon not long ago. It was almost like it had transformed into an ominous black armor resembling the scales of dragon. Leon recalled the buried barrier to himself. You bastard. He shouted at Yuki. The Chaos Dragon became bone, it weathered and then crumbled. It was the result of the dragon losing its power. With this, Milim's wrath is going to overwhelm. The moment Leon thought about that, do you think now is the right time to worry about that? Yuki leapt behind Leon's with a speed incomparable to before, and delivered a strong kick to Leon's back. Yuki, who had taken the power of the dragon, had become a dragon warrior. He put more effort into the fight. "Don't get cocky, you insect." Golden lights were emitted intensely and completely dyed the area pure white. Inside the torrent of light that blinded people's eyes was Leon, who stood glaring angrily at Yuki, his body wrapped in white gold armor. Light Angel Leon vs Dragon Warrior Yuki. The fight was settled in an instant. Leon, who burned with anger, delivered intense attacks towards Yuki without giving him the chance to counter-attack. With a flowing, elegant thrusting speed that approached the speed of light, Leon's flame pillar made Yuki's entire body instantly became bloody. The ominous black armor that was the crystallization of the Chaos Dragon's power was smashed to pieces, unable to withstand the sword endowed with the power of purification. As for the difference in power, the gap was vast, like that between an adult and a child. "Damn, it can't be, to this extent." Yuki felt his own ego weakening, seemingly disappearing. If this situation continued, it would not be good. If things kept going like this, his defeat was certain. It was just like Leon had said, even if he awoke in ultimate skill, the difference in the ability was like heaven and earth. It's the end. Just as Leon declares the ultimatum, a multi-layered 3D magic circle formed with Leon in the center and took in Yuki. The magic circle kept radiating and flickering in a radiant color, and then it was completed in an instant. When the inside of the barrier is filled with lights, photons are generated, and the ability concludes. And then, the inside of the barrier was filled with lights. A flash. When the magic circle disappeared, the lights calmed down. Theirs was only one person standing on the ground. However, that person seemed unhappy, so, he escaped, he muttered. So, standing on the ground alone was Leon. Yuki, who had confirmed Leon's overwhelming strength, had decided to retreat when his left arm was cut off. The perfect chance to escape appeared when Leon was concentrating on constructing the barrier. However, one ought to praise Yuki. His stubbornness deserved appreciation. He didn't surrender until the end of the fight. But, that didn't change the fact that he ran away. So guys, this was all for today's video. Thanks for watching.